Welcome back to some more Final Fantasy VIII, everybody. So as soon as we're able to leave S-Star here, we want to travel to this part of the continent, known as Tears Point, and we're going to obtain a new Guardian Force known as Doomtrain. Now, there is a couple things we have to do in order to make sure that we can acquire him. One of which you're going to need some items. So you can use Alexander's medicine level up ability, and you can level up 10 remedies to make a remedy plus. So we're going to need 6 remedy plus. Also, we're going to need 6 steel pipes, which you can card mod from the Elastoid. So make sure you have 6 steel pipes as well. And the last thing you're going to need are Marbro tentacles. And 4 Marbro cards will refine into 1 Marbro tentacle. But you can also encounter Marbro here. He's kind of a rare encounter. I find the best place to find him in this northern part of the continent, around this area. Although he can be very tricky to fight because of his bad breath ability. So you want to make sure that you're well junctioned for status anomalies to the best of your ability. So once you have the items you need, we're going to enter Tears Point. And just proceed to the center here. And you'll notice there's a draw point here which contains life if you need that. And the second draw point here contains Reflect. But this little item right here in front of Squall is what we're after. And that's the Solomon Ring. So as long as you have the 18 items required to activate it, there it is. And there you have it. No battle required or anything. And the first thing I would recommend learning is probably the Forbidden Medicine Refine ability. And instead of hunting down cactars, what we can do here, the reason I have Adia in my party is because she is only temporary. So we're going to take advantage of that like we did earlier in the game with Seifer. And basically we're going to level her up in order to get our GFs to level up. So my goal here is we want to have Cerberus at least to level 30 so he can learn his last ability, as well as a Siren at level 12. You can learn the treatment ability. But since I'm playing the original PS1 version and not the remastered, Siren has to be level 100 in order to refine 100 curse spikes into a dark matter, which we can then use to make 100 ultimas if we need, or to make a shaman stone, which we can then refine into a Rosetta stone, which is very nice. But we want to make sure we at least have one dark matter to give to Quistis so that she can learn her shock pulsar limit break, which is one of the few attacks in the game that will actually break the damage limit. So it's a very nice ability to have. But basically, the goal here is to kill off your other characters and to spread out the Guardian forces evenly among them, because even though they are KO'd, the Guardian forces will still get experience. So we just want those spread out. And when the Guardian forces I have for Adia here is Tonberry, so she can use the level up ability, as well as Cerberus, so that we can junction something to speed, as well as taking advantage of our status defense ×4 ability, so that we're prepared to fight against Marbros. And I like to junction death onto attack, makes things easier, even though that Marbros are immune to death. It'll work good for any other enemies that we have here. And get your strength as high as possible. As you can see here, I have 241 strength. And we're also going to give her a strength bonus. Since we're leveling her up, we want to try to get that strength to 255, might as well. And with everything junctioned correctly, we're ready to head into some battles. And just to give you an example of how things are going to work here. So these guys can be nice to encounter. So we're just going to use level up on the Mesmerize. And you have a, I believe, a 5% chance of an item drop from them being a region ring, which can refine into 20 full lives. So if you need full lives, there's definitely a time to grind for them here. But basically, we're just gonna level up all these monsters to 100 and just KO them for some nice experience. And with death junctions to our status attack, makes this pretty easy. And all of our Guardian forces will gain experience. So just spend some time here and grind away, but be aware of the Marbros you might encounter. They can be kind of tricky. Just every few battles, just go ahead and take the opportunity to save and just continue the grind. And I'll pick up with you guys on the next episode.